E.N.D here, day 4 for the spoilers of Magic Foundations. Leave me a comment below which is your favorite reprint so far. Mine is undoubtedly Doubling Season. Anyway, let's start. And let's start with a rare artifact equipment. Unusual, I know, but this is an exception. Leyline X, 4 generic mana artifact equipment. If this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Equip creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. Equip for 3. Sire of 7 Deaths, 7 generic mana, 7/7, first strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, lifelink, and ward. Pay 7 life. Pity doesn't have Annihilator. Coma World Eater, 3 to green and 2 blue, 8/12. This spell can't be countered. Trample, ward, 4 generic mana. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create 4 3/3 blue serpent creature tokens named Coma's Coil. High Fate Trickster, 3 and 1 blue, 4/2 with flash. Flying, you may cast spells as though they had flash. Lunar Insight for 2 and 1 blue, sorcery, draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. Destiny Arbiter, 4 and 2 blue, 5/5, this spell can be countered. Flying, enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library and separate them into a face down pile and a face up pile. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put the pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. High Society Hunter, 3 and 2 black, 5/3 with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, draw a card. Keelan Planner Trailblazer, for 1 red mana, 2/1 for 1 and 1 red. If it's a scout, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever it deals combat damage to a player. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. 2 and 1 red. If it's a detective, it becomes a 3/2 human fairy rogue and gains double strike. Alicia Who Laughs at Fate, for 1 black and 1 red, 2/2 with first strike. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Raid, at the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to its power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Scrolling Crawler, 3 generic mana, 3/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. Cat Collector, and who doesn't love cats? 2 and 1 white, 3/2. Enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you gain life for the first time during each of your turns, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Clink 1 Sky Mage, 3 and 1 blue, 1/1 with flying. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Mischievous Mystic, for 1 and 1 blue, 2/1 with flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Self-Reflection, 4 and 2 blue, sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Flashback, for 3 and 1 blue. Grappling Kraken, 4 and 2 blue, 5/6 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters the battlefield, tap target creature opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Inspiration from Beyond, 2 and 1 blue, sorcery, military cards, then return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Flashback, for 5 and 2 blue. Seeker's Folly, 2 and 1 black, sorcery, choose 1, target opponent discards 2 cards or creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Tragic Banshee, 4 and 1 black, 5/3 with Morbid, enters the battlefield, target creature opponent controls get -1/-1 until end of turn. If a creature died this turn, that creature get -13/-13 instead. A nice way to get rid of Emrakul. Billowing Shriekmass, 3 and 1 black, 2/3 with flying, enters the battlefield, military cards. Threshold, this creature gets +2/+1 as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Battle Song Berserker, 3 and 1 red, 3/4. Whenever you attack, target creature you control get +1/+0 and gain menace until end of turn. Fiery Annihilation, 2 and 1 red, instant, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Exile up to 1 target equipment attached to the creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Slumbering Cerberus, for 1 and 1 red, 4/2. This creature doesn't untap during your untap step. Morbid, at the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, untap this creature. Needletooth Pack, for 3 and 2 green, 4/5. Morbid, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Special Guest, yes, Magic Foundations will have special guest. Condemn, Sphinx Tutelash, Grim Tutor, very strong reprint, Amber Cleave, Goblin Bushwhacker, Fiend Artisan, Temporal Manipulation, Akroma's Memorial, another strong reprint, Paradise Druid, and Bloom Tender. Reprints, don't forget that Magic Foundations is 50% reprints. Painful Quandary, Jada Font of Hope, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Heartfire Emulator, Blanchwood Armor, Consuming Aberration, Aetherian Eagle, Adventuring Gear, Rogue's Passage, and Burst Lightning. So that was the last card in this particular day 4 for the spoilers of Magic Foundations. Join me again tomorrow for more and more spoilers regarding this foundation set. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.